Hi everyone, thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live. Lisa, Lydia, Scott here on a finally Friday. So excited for the weekend. It is January 19th. I want to remind you, of course, we're live every weekday morning on Facebook. It stays on your feed throughout the day, so you can watch it whenever it works for you. We make it into a podcast. You can find that at inforum.com/podcast. Just look for the Inform Minute. And of course, we're all over all of the social media platforms and live on air. You can join us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 a.m. All right, let's talk about the weather a little bit, because once again, it's still cold. We've kind of been dangling that whole. It's coming. It's still in the forecast. It's 30s.
Still out there.
Next week, but it's a big transition weekend.
It is a big transition weekend, and with that transition will, of course, come a little bit of growing pains. So we've got a few things to kind of dodge and deal with over the course of the weekend. I wouldn't call it smooth sailing. I think there's just enough to create some impact and cause some travel problems through this weekend. Starting today, still cold, more of the same. We picked up a little bit of light snow overnight, I'd say less than a half inch. It's not a big snow whatsoever. Might be just enough to have kind of made those roads a little bit slippery. We still had leftover slick spots because we haven't done any melting this week, obviously, and so watch out for that if you're out and about this morning. Otherwise, I think the flurry threat comes to an end by the middle of the day. We'll see peaks of sun. Wind backs down today, highs in the single digits, so very similar to what we've seen over the past several days now. This week has just been copy paste. Yeah, we've done the same thing over and over. So things start to change then late tonight into tomorrow. The wind will go dead calm as it turns around to the south. Wind all week long has been out of the north-northwest, which has sent in push after push of colder air and has kept our temperatures cold. We get the south turn tonight, but when it turns, it goes very calm. You get a calm wind, a clear sky, and brand new snow on the ground, and your temperature is going to plummet. Tomorrow morning is going to be very cold. I expect teens to maybe 20 below in some spots by tomorrow morning, actual air temp. There won't be much wind, so wind chill's probably pretty close to actual air temps, but it's going to be a cold one. If you have early Saturday morning plans, I'd let the car warm up, all of those sorts of things. Then throughout the day tomorrow, the wind will kick it. It's going to really pick up, especially I'd say after 3 p.m. for the valley, maybe a little earlier out west. We're talking out of the south, 20 to 35 sustained, gusting 40, maybe 45 miles an hour. So some cooking wind speeds. Late Saturday, overnight Saturday into early Sunday. Obviously, there's no crust on the snowpack. So any of that snow that's out there will blow around. And I think whiteout conditions will be possible in open spots late Saturday into early Sunday. Maybe near blizzard conditions. So not good for travel. The wind does calm down by midday on Sunday. Then we have a little bit of a break in the action before I'm watching out for a little snow, maybe some drizzle late Sunday night into early Monday. That's when we finally get to feel the effects of this south wind as it's pushing in the warmer air. So Sunday's temperatures in the 20s. It's been a while since we have felt the 20s. So that'll be a little different. Yes, 20s above zero specifically. Yes. But with that warmer air comes a little moisture. It's just one of those. It's kind of the territory that comes with warming up in the winter. And so I'll watch out for some of that. Might have a few slick spots to track by Monday morning. 20s again on Monday, 30s to finish out your 10-day forecast. So there are your 30s. By about Tuesday, I think we feel the 30s. Even though I think 20s on Sunday and Monday won't be terrible.
Not too bad.
But 30s are coming too.
Yeah,
so
we'll look forward to that.
Lots of twists and turns for the weekend. If you do have travel plans, I'd keep the app handy. Don't cancel anything yet, but it's that wind that concerns me the most late Saturday into early Sunday.
Absolutely. The free storm tracker weather app, like even this morning, because I know we talked about the road conditions you just mentioned. It looked good when we came in, but we knew that just a little bit of snow, and then things started turning purple, so things are not so great. But when that wind picks up, and if you have to go anywhere this weekend, you're going to want
keep an eye on that wind. Looks to be nasty. So, and I saw the app had an update. Mine looks a little different as of this morning. I like it. I think it's nice and clean and sharp. So there's a reason to download it, check it out. Yeah, I liked the way it looked.
A little revamp.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, thanks guys.
All right, well, before we get into our news headlines this morning, if you watched today, you probably noticed Scott was not in studio. You had like the most fun assignment ever.
Yeah, I was at Fight the Frost this morning at the Fargo Dome. That's why I'm not in a suit right now. I got my WDAY polo on. I'm in my gear as I got as a reporter this morning. And it was a lot of fun. You know, it's an event. I think they do it every year. And, of course, it's at the time of year where it's going to be cold and crappy outside. So get inside. You can have some fun on all the inflatables. There's like 40 or more inflatable games there. A lot of fun ones. I did several of them this morning.
How many? Not 40. You didn't do all of them.
No, I didn't get on all 40,
but
I got like 5 to 7, I'd say at least for sure.
I love the Hungry Hippo type game that
yeah,
you
there's
did at
like
the end.
so we've all played like the Hungry Hippo game where you get yeah, it goes, whatever. But this is like a life-size one, and it actually I got out of breath when I was playing it. I was playing with two younger guys that were there, and they were helping out this morning, and you got to get the balls from the middle, and there's like a resistance strap on your back, so. And I went full on. I wasn't, taking it easy. So, they're fun games. And if you have any, younger kids or anything like that, or even if you're an adult and just want to have some fun, you can go out there, be part of that event that's going on today. It starts at 3 o'clock, goes till 10 o'clock tonight. Then tomorrow it's going on pretty much all day, and then part of Sunday as well. So plenty of time to get out there. And, if you buy the pass to get in, for the rides, it's an all-day pass. And if you just want to go and watch your kids or watch and just be part of it, you don't actually have to pay for admission.
That's nice too.
You just pay to play. So
parents are going to love this.
Yeah.
A great way to burn off some energy for
Absolutely.
the kids. So super fun event. And since we're talking events, just should mention Frostival events continue this weekend. We talked about those 10-minute brilliant plays that were happening at the UmComp Center. Hometown Heroes Night at the Fargo Force game. Well, the Force were home last night, Friday, Saturday, but tomorrow night's a big Hometown Heroes Night. So a lot of fun and helps fundraise for our first responders. And the Bison men's basketball team will be home once again. They played Denver last night, playing Oral Roberts tomorrow at the Shack. So lots going on this weekend. All right, let's jump into some of our news headlines from this morning. Breaking news from overnight. Dilworth firefighters responded to a fire at Valley Hardwood Supply late last night. The fire chief says flames were actually shooting out of the windows when they arrived. Luckily, no one was inside, so no one was hurt. We are still working to learn what caused that fire.
All right, meanwhile, Moorhead firefighters are also still working to learn what caused a house fire on Thursday. The home was on 4th Avenue North, just a few blocks south of the Clay County Courthouse. The homeowner was the only one there at the time. They were able to get out safely, but we're told the fire started in the basement and then spread to the first floor, and it was really tough to put out. They got it put out kind of, and then it restarted. Fire chief says they struggled getting around the home because of all the clutter that was inside of there.
Starting today, early primary voting starts in Minnesota. All registered voters in the state will have at least one location where they can vote early in person with an absentee ballot. In Clay County, that's the Clay County Government Center in Moorhead. Minnesota's presidential primaries will actually be held Super Tuesday, March 5th, along with 16 other states. North Dakota's Republican Party will be holding caucuses March 4th. Since there's no early vote, there will be no early voting for that because it will be held in person. You can request a mail-in ballot right now for the Democratic primary, which will be held April 6th. Depending on where you live, Democratic, Republican side of things, just go to inform.com, a great resource to kind of see when and where and how to get registered, all that good stuff.
All right, speaking of kind of the political landscape, a signature from President Joe Biden is the last step to enact a stopgap funding bill for the U.S. government. It would prevent a partial government shutdown tonight. The bill covers funding through March 1st and 8th. In the meantime, lawmakers are also showing signs they could cooperate. Could is the key word there. Cooperate on key issues for a larger spending bill. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Speaker Mike Johnson have some agreement on the budget. Leaders from both parties say they want to address the migrant crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. And some Democrats argue controlling the national debt could also help protect programs like Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. So lots going on.
Hot Mike with Dom Izzo coming up this morning, 9 to 11. Of course, I'm sure we'll be talking about the Bison basketball game last night and the game for tomorrow. But it's also official, Shanley and Oak Grove will co-op in football this fall. Okay. Troy Mattern's going to join the show to discuss how the Deacons will adjust. Plus, it's the best weekend in the NFL. Is it the best weekend in the NFL?
I mean, it's divisional round weekend, a lot of good playoff games. I'd say that's objective if it's the best
I was like,
weekend. But
it's the best weekend. Okay, well, according to Dom,
it's going to be a good weekend.
It's the best weekend. We'll predict the divisional games to see who's one step away from the Super Bowl, which that's why I was like, wait, won't the Super Bowl be the best weekend?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, you'd think so. So I don't know.
We're getting there. Every weekend's the best weekend,
you
really,
usually
when it comes
get some
to football.
really good games on divisional weekend because it's some of the best teams left. So
makes sense.
From that perspective, I could see it. All right, don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to inform.com. Just go to inform.com/subscribe to check it out.
Our next newscast coming up here at 11 a.m. And we have it covered on this Friday as well, starting this afternoon at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Of course, First News will be on this weekend, and we'll be back Monday morning. So have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye.